A little bit of money on the line for these players, and you know, can only vote once. As Farmer Foy said, it's the only election that he's ever voted in that mattered, which I hope is a joke, but it's still funny. I'll turn the chat off here. We'll get this thing going. It is going to be, well, let's introduce the players. MBL is in the gray. He's playing as the Ethiopians. He did click up to Feudal Age, and he is up to Feudal now. He's forward trying to be annoying in his opponent's base. His opponent on that side is going to be Hearttt, playing as the Vikings. MBL's gone Men-at-Arms. Hearttt has gone Scouts. Sorry for jumping in mid-game, guys, but when you restore, you lose about a minute and a half of time. So we're a little bit behind the players, or now we're caught up. Double ranges for Liereyy. He's as the Vikings. Double ranges for Nicov as the Ethiopians. And once again, to reintroduce this game, it is Killer B, and I am joined by the sponsor, Michael himself. Thanks for joining me, man.
Pleasure. Total pleasure.
Yeah, so this is a good live match that we've got, and there is money on the line in this game. This will be the map that I think the players are most familiar with, playing on Arabia. Liereyy and MBL will be playing together throughout the series, and Hearttt and Nicov will be playing together throughout the series. Michael and I were talking just a moment ago. We think that MBL and Liereyy might have a little advantage here, but I am noticing MBL's vill count is a bit low in this game. I wonder what's going on there. He's 2 villagers behind his opponents. Don't know.
Yes, he is. That's you know, that's big.
Yeah, that's a big difference, and I'm not exactly sure why that would make sense for Ethiopians. He might actually be 2.5 vills behind, but he is adding in a second range now. Everybody's in the Feudal Age. Maybe we saw an early wheelbarrow for him. MBL still poking and prodding with a spearman and a couple of men-at-arms here. It does look like teaming up. Nicov and Hearttt are just trying to play defense. Nicov does have fletching in, so he will bolster Hearttt pretty nicely on this fight. But Liereyy has basically been unbothered, and he's back at home on double ranges, and he's got spears and skirmishers coming out aplenty. Lierey's got fletching on the way as well. So while 2 players try to deal with MBL, Liereyy builds up a good-sized army, and we're ready to get this one started.
I think why he was 2 vills behind is because he got the Men-at-Arms upgrade. Maybe. Would that slow his vill production down?
I think if he, maybe if he planned a little bit, if he planned a little bit less well than he wanted to. Sorry, I'm hearing a very loud video playing in the background. Thank you guys for subbing just now. That is Sinkin gifting a sub over to Homus. Very appreciated, my friend. These guys look like they're playing to win here, Michael. They're starting to wall in a lot. We're seeing actually a lot of structure up on both sides. Nicov with an early defensive tower, and his archers seem to be headed straight over to Heartt's base over and over to defend his teammate.
Yeah, the other thing is you know, these players, yeah, they play every single day. They love the game, and they're beautiful people. But when you put money on the line, it's a different ball game, man. It's a complete different ball game. It's serious, and these guys are absolutely showing that.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a good set of matches here. There's a ton of motivation to win this one. You guys can catch this game from the POV of some of these players as well. We can talk about that after this match. But at least for now, let's enjoy what we got on our hands. It's an archery range coming down for Hearttt. Maybe he's going to make a little transition. He's playing as the Vikings in the north. And he's got a tower up on his front gold. So both Hearttt and Nicov having to spend an early tower and playing a little defensively, but that number of scouts from Hearttt continues to increase, and those units could very well find Liereyy. If they can get those skirmishers separated from the spearmen, I think that army could go down for very cheap. But it does look like Liereyy will get back home. Nicov bringing his archers over to join the scouts, and it's archers for MBL, it's skirms for Liereyy, that's their team combo, and it's scouts and archers for Nicov and Hearttt. I feel like Nicov and Hearttt have a much better mixture, don't you?
Oh hell yeah, yeah, and they need to go and double somebody. They really do. And I'm looking at like Nicov. Nicov is just producing archers because he wants to get the castle age quicker, I believe.
Yeah.
And who was up to the castle age? MBL's up, Hearttt is up, but Nicov and Liereyy are not up yet.
Oh, and this is interesting. Those scouts from Hearttt kind of hanging around near the yellow base, near Lierey's base. And that's given a little bit of time for Nicov to walk around the map, and they are going to join forces and double down. I still don't know where they're going to strike because they're walking between MBL and Liereyy. MBL and Liereyy on that side. But MBL and Liereyy will push out on the other side. They've got archers with +1 damage and skirmishers with +1/+1. And, well, if they can't do damage with that army, they're not going to be able to get home to deal with the attack that's coming into the back of Lierey's base here in the next couple of minutes.
This could be painful. Oh, but now they're going back again? Oh, they need to make up their mind on what they're doing.
Yeah, it's been a really strange attack. These stone walls and stone gates from Nicov are absolutely going to do the job against archers and skirms in the feudal age. So he's certainly bought himself some time on that corner. More quick walling from Nicov. He's doing a pretty masterful job so far at making those armies work. And Nicov and Hearttt have split in half. It looks like Nicov will send his archers in through a hole. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. There's a hole in the back of Lierey's walls. Oh my god, he is in so much trouble now.
Oh, there's always a hole. Always a hole.
Oh, and Nicov could have stopped him from walling it, but he's going to get...
But what did he get with the scouts?
Oh, my God.
We missed it. That villager is
God.
gone.
Oh, if that villager could have finished that wall, Liereyy, in theory, could have dealt with these archers somewhat well. But now there's archers and scouts in his base, +1 defense and +1 attack for Hearttt. Heartt's going chain barding and light cav. And Nicov will be castle soon with crossbows. And that army is going to dice Liereyy apart. Liereyy down to 36 vills already.
Oh, that was so huge. Oh, dear, 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 dear. Guys.
Oh my god. And we're going to get...
Oh, no. That's disastrous.
We're going to get an early GG. Liereyy brings back the army to deal with these archers, which would soon have been crossbows. But the light cav with +2 defense were just dicing up this eco. Lierey's on 35 vills now, and he's only going downward from there. A very quick first game on Arabia, and we'll see Nicov and Hearttt grab the win here in Game 1. What are your final thoughts here, man?
That was just... Oh, disastrous. It really was. I think I might just throw it... Oh, I don't know. We should play that map again. That was so bad.
We may have to make an impromptu change in the schedule so that we can see another Arabia game. But that... You can say it's bad. It's certainly bad for MBL and Liereyy, but really masterful. Well, a huge mistake from Liereyy missing that one piece of the wall. That was kind of... If he had a wall there, I think they would have been fine. But missing that one piece, man. Oh, it feels bad. So we have Aftermath 1 and Aftermath 2 on the screen. We'll make Aftermath 2 MBL and Liereyy. And we will make Aftermath 1...
Sorry, I got my headphones on. Sorry, just got a message from MBL. Black Forest would take too long, so they want to play Chaos Pit instead of Black Forest.
Okay, that works.
So
for me.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll put a 1 into the.
Yeah, you also need to stop them.
You want me to send them a message?
Yeah, because I don't want all these specs. I'm sorry, I don't like all the specs. They need to come to your channel or go to the players' channels to watch the game. I do not want specs. Index.
Okay, I'll send a message.
That's my number one thing. Number one thing.
All right. I can send a message over to MBL and see if he can make that happen. So it is going to be Chaos Pit here in game number 2. You guys will have 2 straw polls. Thank you so much, Gio, for dropping those. And if anybody else has an opportunity to drop them once in a while to give Gio a little bit of a rest, please feel free to do so. I think that any mods can post links in the chat. So that would be a really nice thing to do. We're going to keep those polls running because there'll be a little bit of an extra bit of money thrown in for the team that brought you the most entertainment and the player who you think is the MVP today. So keep those straw polls in mind and try to vote for the player who or the team who you think is the best nearer to the end. And you can only vote once, and I don't think you can change your vote. So try to save things. But yeah, these guys are relaunching the match, and we're going to see Chaos Pit, right?
Yes, exactly. We changed that, but My thing is, I don't mean to sound harsh or anything, but if you guys want to watch, then you go to the stream and watch. You don't, it's like a show match, yeah. So the only the only caster is Killer B and myself, and the other streamers for the players. So go to watch their streaming stuff. Don't come into the game. Sorry, bros. It's just the way I am. I don't agree with that.
Hey man, it's your sponsorship, it's your money. Of course, I think that's fair enough that you get to determine how things go down. If people are out there and they want to see this from a point of view stream, you can see it on MBL's channel. You can see it on Heartt's channel, and Michael and I will be casting it here. So please hang out and enjoy whichever flavor of the cast that you like the most, and we'll hopefully bring you some good entertainment in game number 2. Game 1 went by in a blink of an eye, didn't it?
It really did. Well, that hole cost him the game. Who's Dawn?
I don't know.
No clue. But oh well, must be one of their friends or something. But yeah, that hole cost him it cost him $25.
Yeah, absolutely. That hole in the back of Lierey's base was certainly a setback. I think he probably, if he had a little bit more spearmen, he might have been able to deal with the light cav, and he probably wouldn't have needed to GG out of the game. It certainly was a huge setback for him. But that was a quick GG at 22 minutes because he just couldn't stop that army inside of his base. It just seemed like Nicov was willing to camp out on top of that hill with his teammate Heartt and just ravage that economy. Certainly taken out a wood line and 5 or 6 vills already by the time the GG came in. The players have relaunched the game, so we'll launch in a couple minutes as specs, and we will rock and roll into game number 2. You can see on the scoreboard that Heartt and Nicov have won the first game, and of course you can come in and vote on the straw poll for who you think is the best player. As we get further on, you can vote for the best player and the best team. Liereyy has come back from worse, says Nevo. I agree. I think Liereyy could have come back from that if he could have dealt with those 2 armies. If he could have at least had a few more spears out, he might have had an opportunity to deal with those groups. But he's certainly going to give the GG in that situation, and we'll go into game number 2. So, Michael, how long have you been part of the Age of Empires community?
Oh, crikey. I can't remember the year I played, but I did play when it was AoE 1, and, like the town center, it used to be the size of your monitor. And don't forget, the monitors were like 2 foot long back then. It was certainly crazy, but I just loved the game all throughout. Oh, crikey, it must be over 20 years now that I've been, and I'm still a bloody noob,
Yeah, it's about enjoying the game to me too. I don't think I'll ever eclipse any sort of high level of gameplay. But yeah, I do remember those old monitors, and I remember thinking, it's never going to get better than this, man. This monitor is 720p. This is amazing. I remember thinking that several times throughout my life. It's never going to get better. The graphics are never going to look better. This is perfect.
Yeah, and you always had to clean your mouse ball every week.
Yeah, that's right.
It was crazy. It was. I remember like the pin plugs and everything that you had to plug into everything. But anyway, here we go into the game, man.
Yes, we've got game number 2 on our hands. The players were saying they want to play Chaos Pit, so they're going to play Chaos Pit. It will be MBL playing as the Celts and Liereyy as the Magyars. They will be on the right side of the map, taking those turkeys. On the left side, we will see the blue player Heartt and his teammate Nicov. For those of you guys who don't know the map, it's surrounded by trees, which means you have to chop through if you want to get out to the edge of the map for those extra gold piles and resources. This is Killer B. This is a last-minute show map. It's sponsored by Mr. Michael himself, who's joining me as a co-caster. And I'll give you a moment, man. What are your thoughts on this game? Who's got the advantage?
Well, I'll tell you what. I love the way that the deer are right next to them berries. Man, that's going to be big. I don't know if it's the same for all. Yes, they are. Well, actually, Nicov has got 2 sets of berries real close to his deer. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's best to cut through and go to the outer skirts to find your gold and everything else. But you can kill your opponent before he gets outside there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit of stone on this map. I don't believe there's any gold inside of the ring, but there's plenty of food and there's a good amount of wood. And if you can get some scouts out, if you're playing as the Magyrs, for instance, you might have a really nice time. Celts players maybe can chop through that woodline a bit faster. Liereyy already setting up his first woodline on the far edge of the map. The Grey player is going to set his up on the edge as well. Everybody's trying to chop their way out of this closed map. But of course, that means those back woodlines might be quite exposed, especially if you don't wall your woodline Doubt style. We're going to see a little walling going up and players trying to defend themselves, but it's an open map in the center, and aggression should be the name of the game, and that should be potentially an ability, give players an ability to win this game rather early on.
Yeah, and I like what Lierey's doing. Lierey's actually pushing his deer into the TC, so it's going to give him a huge boost of food. I don't see any other player doing that right now. I see them building the mill, but are they going to take the deer or are they going to go to the berries, which is much slower?
Yeah, it is interesting that Liereyy is sending some bills over to berries now. He's powering down food. He's pushing deer toward the TC. He'll get his food economy going. But for now, it is 15 villagers for Nicov. He seems to be out in front a bit since he doesn't have loom yet. He's pushing in several deer. He's got a nice, good food economy going already. Nikov's teammate in the north will be Hearttt. Hearttt is on 14 villagers at the moment. Did grab loom and is trying to wall himself in as best he can. And we have a snuck vill here from MBL. Do you see that snuck villager?
Oh, yes, I do. Right on the north. He's killing the deer.
Yeah, MBL just going to lame up those deer, and maybe he will try to get out of there. Of course, Heartt's going to know that he's nearby because of those dead deer, but MBL not going to really be able to fight this or do too much. The scout and a villager for Hearttt are here, so that vill is probably not going to get very far in life.
No, unfortunately, it's a female as well. God damn, what can I say, you know?
Yeah, the female...
Oh, she's toast, man.
MBL's trying to get up on top of hills and get good pokes in. He's got his scout nearby, but his scout is on low HP as well. MBL will win the scout, but he will lose the villager. And at the end of it all, MBL's going home -1 vill. Is it worth it to
definitely
lame 3 deer? Do you think that's worth it?
Well, if he got away with it, and when he got to the feudal and built a tower, then it would be worth it. But nah, it was wasted right there. But I like the way MBL is walling that wood line. He's gonna stop that any attack coming in, so we can get through to the back with the gold and the relics and everything else.
Yeah, and actually, I agree that it's not worth it because Hearttt is just sending villagers out to chew up those deer now. You're going to shoot my deer? Well, then I'm going to go and take as much food as I can from those deer. And the Magyrs player Hearttt is going to be just fine behind this. Nikov's going to be the first one up. He's moving over to stone aggressively. There's 700 stone on the map for players to mine, in addition to their 200 initial stone. So you can build several towers. I don't do math on stream, but I think that's 900 stone. So it should be, what, 6 towers? I don't know. But nonetheless, these guys can tower each other up and try to be as annoying as possible.
Oh, well, I see Nicov coming forward now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers. What's he going to do? He's waiting for feudal age to come in. He's obviously going to go and tower. I don't know if that's a good idea on this map.
Yeah, it can be really powerful if you can get towers down and harass your opponent and shrink their eco. But of course, if Liereyy can break out of the ring, he'll have a lot of space to work with. The first tower from Nicov will come up right in front of those walls. His villagers are going to get that down before Liereyy even gets to the feudal age. Liereyy will hit feudal in just a few seconds. He's doing some extra walling. But one nice thing for Nicov is that his scout is on the inside of the wall. That limits Lierey's options to walling up. So Nicov will be the aggressor on that corner of the map. On the other corner of the map, the blue player Hearttt is just walling himself in. He's on the way to Feudal Age, maybe a bit later than I would have expected. And MBL is also going up a bit later than I would have expected. So one Magyars player is under pressure on this side, and I suppose we'll see if he can get through. But stonewalling coming down for Liereyy right now.
And I also see Hearttt like building the massive China wall, team walling by the look of it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Hearttt is spending a lot of villager build time, and he's walling, as you said, across the whole map. There is a team wall maybe coming together for MBL and Liereyy, but of course that wall has already been breached because the yellow player is here, and he's dropping towers of his own. Lierey's quick stonewalling, though, is really going to make it hard, I think, for Hearttt, or rather for Nicov, to get in to the main part of that eco. He's going to have to work his way through some houses here first, and I think a counter tower could be coming down for the teal player to stop that push.
This is gonna, yeah, this game's gonna go to Imperial, I believe.
And that's,
I really do, because of the walls and the way they're playing right now. I mean, you know, we're talking top level players, and the way they deal with these things, so fast reactions and the hotkeys that they use is just completely amazing.
Yeah, and we're going to see another tower being power built by Nicov. Liereyy will have a defensive one. Well, no, he'll have an outpost just to keep an eye on this. Lierey's spending his stone on stone walls, so he will not have enough for a tower of his own unless he goes and mines. But for now, the yellow player is creeping in ever so slowly. So far, 3 towers have taken away a berry patch and some farms. The next towers might get closer to the meat of this economy from Liereyy. But in the meantime, Liereyy has built up some scouts, and he might go and double Hearttt with his teammate MBL.
Yeah, that's certainly interesting. Certainly interesting. Let's see if they can get some nice villager kills, but I doubt it. At this stage, I don't think they're going to get some good villager kills.
It's going to be tricky.
I just can't see it.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky because Hearttt has enough of an army out to defend himself, I think. He also has that +1 damage for free that MBL, or that Liereyy, Lierey's here with Magyars as well. So Liereyy and Hearttt will have both +1, but reinforcements coming in from Hearttt will deal with this aggression. In the meantime, Nicov is trying to push through stone walls with villagers, so he's going to be patient, but he will get the job done. He's going to work his way through those 900 HP walls, and Liereyy is going to have a little bit of trouble on his hands because he doesn't have so much to stop this tower push at the moment.
But what he can do, he's actually broken through, so he can actually move his villagers to the outside and then wall that wood line, so he's completely safe there. If he's smart and if he does it, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Can you see what I mean? Like, you see where he's broken through on the south side? If he just pulled all his villagers through there, you know, get to Castlades, make a couple of TCs, and boom, he's good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. He's grabbed a villager. Liereyy losing 1 vill on that side. So the progress continues to creep in there. Players are getting closer to cutting through their wood lines. Actually, the blue player Hearttt has made his way through, and so has MBL, and so has Liereyy. So players are starting to work their way to the outskirts of the map. And it's kind of Liereyy who needs to get there the quickest. Lierey's going to wall in Nikov's villagers, and then he's going to bring 10 vills over to rush down this tower. Nicov trying to do some quick walling, but those villagers are going to make it mostly to the base of this tower. Lierey's certainly going to take some losses, but he's ready to extinguish this tower push. His scouts are on the way over, and Nikov's tower push is over now, I think.
It's going to be costly, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be costly for Liereyy there.
Yeah.
But like you said, at least he's gonna clean it. He's gonna clean it up, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Liereyy has those villagers, I believe, trapped. But oh, they can tower hop into the next tower. Oh my God, that hurts Liereyy so much. I thought those villagers were walled away from getting into this tower, but they made it in already. And now Nicov is going to again push on those walls. In 2 games in a row, Liereyy has been hurt badly, and here comes Hearttt scouts to double down on Lierey's woodline.
Oh, damn, that's going to hurt. Oh, if he can't deal with them scouts, this is going to be terrible.
Yeah.
But let's see how he does it. I see all dead bodies all around, skeletons. It's like archaeologist's dream.
Yeah, there's going to be some bones to dig up in the future. The scouts are still circling around. They wanted to see, I think that Hearttt wanted to get a little damage on these spears from the tower arrow fire from Nicov, but he is hanging around with those scouts. He's waiting for his moment, and I believe these two guys are chatting on TeamSpeak, and they're saying, hey man, dive in, it's time. Those scouts are coming back. One scout will debate the spear, which is a very nice move, and Liereyy is going to lose another titanic load of villagers. And Liereyy might be close to GG again, Michael. Might be in so much trouble again.
I hope not. Oh, man.
Oh, he's on 25 vills, 24 vills. Oh boy, it's really a ton of damage coming in. And Lierey's going to come back with another huge batch of villagers. He's going to do some more walling. He's going to rush these towers down. But it has not been pretty for him. Liereyy is on the other side of the map with a vill, walling Nicov in so that Nicov can't get to the outskirts of the map. MBL is still in the feudal age, and Hearttt has clicked up to castle.
Oh, did you see what Lierey's done?
OMG,
On the corner.
Liereyy can't stop the bleeding.
On the west side of the map, Nicov was chopping through, so Liereyy has walled his access to the gold.
Yeah, Liereyy with
Can you see that now?
Yeah, of course. It's a cheeky move.
That is, I've never seen anything like that before. That is so cheeky.
Yeah, it's definitely unexpected and definitely going to be annoying for the yellow player Nicov. But man, does Nicov have Lierey's economy by the absolute balls at the moment. It's a 17 villager-ish disadvantage for Liereyy. Scale barding, bloodlines, and castle age coming from Hearttt. MBL is trying to push on the other side. He's using a trash army of spears and skirms, and he has just now broken through to Heartt's economy. So Heartt's going to have double stable knights if he wants, or when he's ready. If he can afford it, he is on gold in the back, so he probably can, to deal with this army. MBL's got to strike immediately with this small group, or else it's just going to get chewed up for free.
Yeah, for sure. It will. MBL's got to pull it through here. He's really got to make a difference to give Liereyy a little bit of time to recover.
Yeah, absolutely. Lierey's in a lot of trouble. Castle Age comes in for Hearttt, as we expected. As I expect double stable knights. We do see that, but we do also see the GG coming in from all the players. A really nice bit of early game rating for the second game in a row for Hearttt and Nicov. Oh man, I thought MBL and Liereyy had a little bit of an advantage in this series, especially on Arabia and these aggressive maps. But boy, I am turning out to be wrong, Michael. 2 games in a row for Hearttt and Nicov.
I am absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked. I thought MBL and Liereyy was like, one of the strongest teams, but just goes to show Hearttt and Nicov, you mess with the best, you got to mess with the rest, Yeah,
it's been going really nicely for Nicov and Hearttt. They are grabbing 2 games in a row now. I'll update the scoreboard. People in the channel are asking for an update on the plan. It's a 5-game set. We're doing a show match. It's kind of a random last-minute thing. We've played Arabia. We just now played, what's the name? I forgot the map name. We've just played the map you saw. My apologies. The next one should be Team Islands, and then we'll see Serengeti and Gold Rush. I believe that it's going to be 250 total down for these matches. Each team is going to take home some money. It's not all going to the winning team. And we have 2 straw polls going. One for the best team, the team that brought you the most entertainment. That can be up to you. If you think one particular game was a masterful game, you can vote for that team. And 1 straw poll for the best player, and both of those prizes will have a cash amount attached to them as well. So thanks again for sponsoring this, Michael. This has been pretty cool so far. Even though we've had 2 quick games, it's still been really fun.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it just shows you that these top players, man, you do the right thing, you can win the game if you just do the right thing,
Yeah, I think that you always have this stereotype in your mind of like, okay, this is the best player in the game, this is the second best player in the game, this is the third best player in the game. But especially in early game scenarios, if you're coming into an aggressive area on somebody's wood line and doing some damage, it is really, really difficult for you to come back. So these guys are, people are hanging out, people are coming in. Thanks for coming in, and let me quickly, we have 50 seconds. Let me see if I can change a couple settings here. I feel like the emote that I have at the moment, I just got some new emotes, Michael, some new graphics and new sounds for subscribers. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't, but that's always good.
Yeah.
It's great. I know you're a working man and you don't have as much time as what other streamers do, but what you do, I like. I like the way you cast. I like the way you do it, and that's why I said to you, right, what are you doing tonight? Are you free? Let's do a show match.
Yeah, man, and thanks for that. And so far, we've got a show match on our hands, and I've got to make a quick pause and make a quick change. I've got the wrong score up, but we do have the next game on our hands. It is going to be game number 3 of the set. The score is 2, not 1, but 2-0 for the Hearttt and Nicov team. They are rolling at the moment. Game number 3 is upon us, and the map is going to be Team Islands, which I'm told is your favorite map. Is that true?
Oh man, I love Team Islands. It's just the most diverse map. You can go one way, you can go the other way, you can land, there's so many options open that you can do. This is why I love this map. I just love it.
Yeah, and we will see, as we're watching MBL luring in his boar with his scout, we will see a little bit of luring your own boar in, because you can't do so much with your scout on this map. It's always good to get those resources in without losing villager time. MBL will be playing in the red as Celts, as it is Team Islands. He will be on an island with Liereyy, and who better to be on an island with? If you're trapped on a desert island, it's got to be Liereyy who you're going to choose. Both players pushing in deer, getting their early food as fast as they can. Their island on the bottom of the map is a little bit more of a round island. The surface area is probably about the same as their opponents, but the map is very different. Both Nicov and Hearttt have these thinner parts of their islands, which could mean that their resources are a little closer to the shoreline a little later on in the match. Yeah, for now we can already see Heartt's got a wood line established that's somewhat close to this waterfront, so that could be a little tricky for him. But it will be Hearttt and Nicov on the other island. It will be Team Islands, Celts, and Portuguese. Any thoughts about this match early on? What are you thinking on Team Islands? Are you thinking about a landing? Are you thinking about water in the long run? What's your move, Michael?
Well, the first thing I would say, oh, Hearttt. He tried to lure the boar and his scout died. He forgot about it. Did you see that? Oh, that was unbelievable.
No, I didn't see it. That's really unusual.
It's on the west side. If you look at the northwest, he's going to lure it with his female villager now. But his scout, he tried to lure the boar with his scout. But anyway, when you said you wouldn't mind being on an island with Liereyy or Hearttt, I would say actually not. I would say I'd rather be on an island with a female, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's crazy, but I do see they're weird shaped islands, I must say. But closeness can be a good thing, but also the trade that might come in later, so you want the longer map. So I don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, but the dock positions are important. That will usually tell us what players are thinking about. The Portuguese player Liereyy has docked on the front. Portuguese player, or Celts player Nicov has docked on the front. Yellow player Hearttt docking on the front. MBL docking on the front. And really, MBL and Nicov are going to be very close to one another on this game. And their initial units are going to be coming out, and they'll be finding each other and sparring right away. So far, nobody's doing any scouting with their fishing ships, but you may see players as they get closer to Feudal sending a fishing ship a little bit toward their opponent to see if they can find where that dock is going to be. MBL also losing his scout, presumably to a boar on his island. So both teams with a couple of kinks in the plan early on, but it does seem like MBL and Nicov, Hearttt, and probably Liereyy in just a moment, maybe Liereyy in just a moment, will all be up around the same time on about 19-ish vills. One thing that's interesting to me, Michael, is that Liereyy went for Loom. Heartt's going for Loom. Is everybody looming up on this map? Usually you're safe enough early to not go for it.
That's true. That's true. But the thing is, I don't know. Are they getting Loom because it's a natural thing to get it before you go to feudal? Is it, you know, like a brain set thing, or are they going to go land? Are they going to go and land them? That's the interesting question.
Yeah, I think I mean, it could just be me missing something obvious. That can always happen. But I guess it must be muscle memory, because this early on in the match, they really shouldn't have any villagers under pressure. I think having one more vill out would have helped. But sometimes you do need that food to click up earlier, so maybe it's just a food issue. Let's see. Food is scarce when you go on water. Yeah, people are talking about the economics of spending the gold instead of the food. Well, fair enough. We have a brief pause in the game. Sorry, go ahead. I cut you off.
Yeah, no, it's okay. If you look south of Lierey's TC, look at those deer and those 2 extra boar. And he didn't scout them, man.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Can you see what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
that would be huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of extra food there, especially if Liereyy and MBL were having some trouble winning the water. They might not have such a good fishing economy. That would be a wonderful spot, but they haven't scouted it properly. MBL's scout is dead, so he won't be scouting this part of the map. Lierey's scout is where? I don't see it at the moment, but we'll find it. It's over on MBL's side. So those guys still working their way around. Feudal Age is in, and I believe this game is ready to heat up. It is going to be fire galleys coming out for Liereyy. Not surprising there. The blue player is going to be going fire galleys with some demos as well. MBL in the red is going for fire galleys and demos. And finally, Hearttt, fire galleys straight up. So a couple demo ships, a couple fire galleys, and the blue and red player have already found each other.
Oh, damn, my game's crashed. Is there a password?
I imagine there is, but I don't know it. If you want to message MBL, you can probably pause and give you the pass. You should send it to me, too, in case I drop. I don't know what it is. But we do have some demos and some ships rolling around. At the moment, those demo ships are hanging out in front of this eco. It is going to be a kind of important battle because, of course, if you lose the front area here, you lose your fishing economy. Blue player with his first demo ship coming in, getting in some good splash damage, but MBL's got a villager nearby to do some repairing. On the other side, demo ships are blowing up as fast as they can. A couple galleys actually out. One galley out for Liereyy to go along with this. Fire galleys from the yellow player putting down some damage. And let's see if we can keep this thing going. Do you want me to pause for a moment, Michael, while you get it sorted?
No, I've got it.
Okay, sweet deal. For now, it is basically looks like a pretty fair and even fight. Yellow player Hearttt with 4 galleys out. The green player Liereyy, 6 galleys out for Liereyy. Heartt's actually down to 2, so he's a little on the back foot. Liereyy transitioning into a couple of galleys, those weird number HP galleys for the Portuguese player. Red player still trying to get his fishing economy going, but his fishing ships are getting raided, and Nicov seems to have won the water for the moment on MBL's side. Game is bumping along here. Hearttt is in a little bit of trouble on his side of the map. Does seem to be having a little issue. Seems to be having an issue keeping his production going. Those Celts players seem to be doing a pretty good job. Well, Nicov doing well on the other side. You got it all booted back up, Michael?
Yep, I'm just catching up now.
Okay, cool. MBL's docks are under pressure. One would have to think that there's going to be a demo ship or 2 inside of those, and there's actually 3 demo ships waiting in the wings. Nicov has done a pretty good job to spread most of his ships out, but MBL will pop out all at once and try to splash in as much damage as he can. Demo ships will actually head for the fish at the end of the day and grab a couple of those. But all in all, MBL getting in some good damage and pushing most of this back. But the problem with demo ships, as Zach will always tell you, is that once you use them, they're gone, and MBL still with just 3 total military on that side. On the other side of the map, we've got the yellow player Hearttt. He's trying to transition into a couple of galleys himself. His demo ship is going to get shut down by Liereyy. Good micro from the green player there. But these two guys are standing toe-to-toe. It does seem like Lierey's got more ships, but Hearttt is at least not having to defend his docks and his own fishing economy just yet. Liereyy doing a sweet transition into fletching and into galleys, and Hearttt is going in the same direction. Yeah, what are your thoughts here, Michael? Who's winning this game?
Yeah, I caught up now. So
Okay.
do you know what I'd do if I was Nicov? Like, he's got the water control. Now he needs to land. Stop making galleys. Stop making fire ships, demos, whatever. Get in there with a transport ship, get some archery ranges up, and take the GG home, you know?
Yeah, that might be an interesting move, especially since MBL is just building demos, and he hasn't teched, I don't believe, into things like fletching and whatnot. For now, it's just straight up demo ships for MBL, just trying to find a way to hold his corner. In the meantime, though, Liereyy has made a smooth transition into galleys, and he is probably beating Hearttt. Heartt's doing a good job not to take any damage on his fishing ships on that corner, but Hearttt is a little bit falling behind. He's still 4 ships behind Mr. Liereyy. Liereyy could go over and help his teammate, but I don't know if there's quite time for that. MBL did pop out again with a couple more demos, but he's just spending a lot of money that's not going to very good use. And as you said, Michael, we might see Nicov decide to go for a landing because he's really not having a match on the other side. He's going to kill MBL's docks at some point here.
Yeah, and the other thing is you know, Liereyy and MBL, they need to win a game. They got to win it, you know. So I think Liereyy should now go for the landing as well. So it's equal on both sides at the moment because well, Hearttt is losing all of his docks and MBL is losing his. So it just depends who makes that move first.
Yeah, Hearttt has been a little bit defensive this game. He's been a little behind Liereyy on the water, but he is going to be Castle Age first. Lierey's coming in with a big group of galleys, and if Hearttt could find a place to retreat to, he might be able to keep this navy alive until it really matters. So maybe he has to go back and sacrifice a little bit of map control. Castle Age also coming for Liereyy, so those two players will continue to harass one another. Liereyy on that side needs to stay aggressive. If he's going to be up later, of course he can always retreat while his opponent has the tech advantage. Blue player Nicov is going up as well, but MBL is just a smidge behind. He's going to click Castle Age now, but of course he's already lost one dock and he's currently losing his second one. MBL, I don't know, you think he'll go for a sneaky landing or do you think he'll reboom his docks?
I think they're speaking to each other, and Lierey's saying, no, just hold on, let me get control, and then we'll go for it.
Oh, and there's the landing.
Where?
There's the landing. The blue player Nicov has landed. He was listening to your advice. He has +1 on his archers. The first 5 are rolling in, and they're headed not toward MBL, but straight to Liereyy, Michael.
But goddamn stream snipers. You see what I mean? No, I'm only joking, of course.
Yeah, those archers are going to go straight into Lierey's economy, and we've seen Liereyy, haven't we seen Liereyy 3 games in a row get absolutely decimated by raiding? This is going to be that 3rd game as his villagers have nothing here to protect themselves. He can drop a quick tower if he wants. He needs a barracks, though, even if he's going to try to deal with these archers with skirmishers.
Yeah, but he's losing vills. Now, wow. This could go either a quick GG or it's going to be a long-term GG, I reckon.
Yeah, Liereyy hits the Castle Age. He gets a couple walls up to protect himself. He's actually going to give up on the barracks idea and go for a siege workshop to defend himself. War Galley and Bodcanero on the way. But Lierey's economy is going to be stressed because he just lost his main wood line that had 8 villagers on it. So he's sending vills over to a second wood line. But of course, that's not going to be an efficient wood line. Archers are still alive and they're still uncontested, but there will be siege out soon. Green player Liereyy is going War Galley. He does have a good number of ships out, 27 total. So he will push Hearttt back once he gets the tech advantage, which is coming in now, or the tech equalization. But of course, Liereyy on land is getting absolutely beat up by what is now crossbows. And there's another hole in the wall, Michael. There's another hole in Lierey's wall.
Oh, no. No. Not again.
Crossbows from Nicov roll into this wood line. I believe there's 6 Vils already dead. And this second wood line that Liereyy absolutely needs to control is totally unguarded, and he is in an absolute heap of trouble. There's no stone in the bank. I think Liereyy might have sold his stone. He should have a little bit of stone to tower up with, but I think he might have sold it to keep up production. And now those crossbows are under some pressure, but more villagers going down. And I don't know if he can come back from this. This is a lot of raiding.
I mean, yes, it is, but I don't think they should give up. He's got the mangonel there. Oh man, nice split. I was hoping for a big bada boom, but it didn't. Oh, yes, he did get it.
Couple of good mango shots raining in there. The blue player Nicov, though, is still roaming around this economy, and it's really not going so well. Those couple crossbows under some pressure, they will run in on the mango, but it's just really a problem for Liereyy, who's down to 37 villagers. Lierey's still got a huge navy on the water, 20 total ships, but Hearttt is starting to catch up on production on that side. MBL has been incredibly quiet in this game, but guess what, Michael? He's going to land as well on Nikov's side and drop a Siege Workshop.
Yes, I like it. Come on. Yeah, but do you know what Nicov has done? This is the old school way of playing it. You put the houses all along the coastline, so if you see, you'll see the landing. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a really nice play from Nicov. He's going to see this landing coming in. MBL's not going to catch him unaware. MBL can build counters to archers that he might think that Nicov has already. But Nikov's going to have a little time before that siege rolls across the map. And he could add in more units if he wants to. Maybe even a siege workshop of his own. But for now, MBL has stabilized the water situation with some fire ships. He does have a transport, which got his villager across. The second mangonel is on the way, and we'll see a monk and siege push from the blue player. In the meantime, Liereyy, although he was absolutely crushed back at home on his economy, is doing just fine on the water. He and Hearttt are on equal footing, and Liereyy is microing at least well enough throughout all that raiding to keep his navy at a decent size. So Hearttt is caught up, but not necessarily leading that water battle. Hearttt, though, on 56 villagers, Liereyy on 40. So Lierey's going to need some really cost-effective trades.
But Liereyy has done absolutely fantastic, outstanding play by Liereyy, even though he was, you know, like thrown off the course with those 5 archers. But now, man, I mean, this is so close. This is why I love Team Islands.
Yeah, it's absolutely turning into the game that we wanted it to, which is basically both teams landing on the same side, and we also have a massive navy fight on the left. So a little bit of action for every type of fan of the game. You get to see the war galleys posturing around each other on one side, and MBL's counterattack with fire ships and his landing, which is now adding in a second siege workshop. The monks are starting to roll out, and the red player here is starting to take over some of his opponent's area. Nicov is booming up. He's got a second siege workshop out, and I think that Nicov can hold this off. I think he'll be quite okay, but if MBL and Liereyy have a chance, they got to make something happen on this side.
Well, he will, but MBL's going for it. He is certainly going for it.
Yeah, MBL is on full tilt, and maybe as expected, Hearttt has had a little bit more resource to build galleys, and I think he's getting a nice galley advantage. Liereyy, just 47 villagers, is about 17 vills behind his opponent, and that is starting to hurt Liereyy a little bit on the production. He's having trouble keeping his numbers up, and his navy is now in full retreat. So Hearttt will have a chance to go and maybe help out his teammate, but Nicov on that side may have enough with siege to hold his own.
And the other thing is don't forget that MBL was completely off water in feudal age. Absolutely completely off. And now look, he's got full control of the water, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. He has pushed back with fire ships. He's invested a lot. MBL did boom up a lot while Liereyy was getting raided. And he's on a good economy, 71 vils. His opponent, Nicov, who he's trying to raid, has a little better of an eco and does have knights coming out. But MBL is going to give it a go with some monks to try to deter these knights. His villagers that landed are now basically under fire. Those 2 vills should be dead. And MBL's Siege Workshop goes down, and Nicov seems to be stabilizing his position.
Well, yeah, this is exactly what I expected, and this is what I was praying for, this type of game.
Yeah,
it really was, you know.
This is turning into a good one. Lierey's trying to raid the back wood line of Hearttt. He's not getting too much done there. Hearttt is trying to raid the front economy of Liereyy. I wouldn't say he's getting a whole lot done either. A couple of dead vills, but they haven't found the best spot to raid yet. MBL on his way over with a huge batch of fire ships, and those ships will head straight toward the yellow player to try to deal with him. MBL, by the way, still losing territory. He's lost his villagers, and I think he's lost his chance of making a real impact on Nikov's island. His barracks is down, his siege workshop is down on one side. Second barracks never got finished, and the monastery is down as well. So it seems like Nicov has this fully under control. In the meanwhile, though, we do have a nice water battle. The fire ships are starting to come in for MBL. He doesn't have enough to fight Hearttt, but when his teammate Liereyy comes over, they might be able to make a Hearttt sandwich here.
Yeah, but what it done from MBL's point of view, he lost water in feudal, yeah? So he made that landing. It took Nicov completely off water. He focused on land because he had to deal with MBL's landing. Now, that gave MBL the chance to get hold of the water again. So, it's so interesting, this game. It really is. It's a game of chess.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a game of chess, and it's a chess game that's starting to look like the table and the board might be tilted a little bit toward Nicov and Hearttt. They've won 2 in a row. Liereyy and MBL have to do something really impressive here to win this game. And by the way, we do have a straw poll going for who you think the best team, the most entertaining team was, and who you think the MVP of the series is. And MBL and Liereyy need to win this game if they're going to win either of those categories, I think, on the straw poll. That would be my guess. But they're going to have some serious trouble because Nicov hits the Imperial Age in just a few more seconds.
Yeah, and that could be punishing. But if they can defend the border, I mean, MBL needs to take care of Heartt's navy here and help Liereyy out a little bit.
Yeah, and Nicov is actually going to build a few fire ships of his own, and MBL's navy is starting to shrink. It's not a good fight for Nicov, but he will have fire ships, and he will soon be joined by his teammate Hearttt, I would suppose. Those 2 guys should be able to win the water. In the meantime, Lierey's got some sneaky war galleys in the north. Do you see those? Looks like about a dozen war galleys circling around behind the economy of Nicov, and they'll get some damage in, maybe a little bit of raiding on that side.
Oh yeah, definitely. Did he get ballistics? I don't know if he has. +2, is... No, he hasn't, no.
Yeah, Lierey's
He hasn't got ballistics. But ballistics would help him out so much here and kill so many vills.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely would. Nicov is getting down a castle in front of his dock, so that will solidify his position. His teammate Hearttt is here. Heartt's on the way to Imp. Lierey's on the way to Imp. Everybody's on the way to Imp. But Nicov is there, and MBL is there as well. Nikov's going scale mail armor, seems to be beefing up his army. Since he and his teammate control the water, they can go for another landing, and I think they're going to do that soon.
They need to. Liereyy needs to land. He needs to put some damage in on Hearttt, I would say, but he needs to find a place to land in the first place.
Oh, and a sneaky couple of units from MBL did get their way in. It's just a villager and a couple of spears at the moment. I think they're left over from the previous push. Those units should be tracked down by Nicov soon. And yeah, maybe we will see Liereyy make a play for a landing. He's going plate barding and cavalier, and he's trying to get his economy back on its feet. 90 villagers, even after all that raiding. Liereyy is still in the game. His navy is roaming in the back of the map. He's got a couple of units, knights that he's landed. So good call on that, Michael. But we do see Woad Raiders from Nicov. We do see navies working their way around the top of the map. We got an absolute chaotic game on our hands.
Now can you understand why I love Team Island? Do you want to see what I mean?
This man... knows what he loves, and he loves Team Islands. Fair enough. It's turning into a heck of a game, and you said early on, I think, that this one would go Imp, and it has gone Imp. So we're going to see who can win this contest in the 10th round, I suppose. Right now it is Nicov and Hearttt with good economies. I do feel like they deserve the lead that they have. But Liereyy and MBL are alive, and they're in the Imperial Age, and they're trying to land and raid as much as they can.
But, you know, MBL, use your, what do you call them? Navy. Let's call them Navy. Use your Navy. He's not using it. He's just camping at home, and he needs to do more with his Navy, that is.
And I think he's listening to you because he's adding in 4 docks on the corner. He's going heavy demo ships. He's going heavily into heavy demo ships. He wants to try to turn the tide of this game by getting a massive demo shot onto the galleon of Hearttt. That could be a really major move. Yellow player still controls the water. He's got 59 total ships. Nicov has 30, and those two navies are absolutely dominating the match. Castle drop coming from Nicov on MBL's island, and that could be the foothold that Nicov needs to try to drive down MBL's eco.
They certainly are trying, but, you know, I think... Well, with Team Islands, it's always to and from. It's always to and from. You never know when you're winning. You never know when you're losing, and it just all comes down to it. Who takes the water and who does the diversity of the map. That's the thing with me with Team Islands, 100%.
Yeah, and in the end, it will be the diversity that wins the game because Nikov's landing, those 5 archers early on in the Feudal Age, Nicov was able to win water over MBL. He was able to land archers with +1 damage. He got into Lierey's base. He eventually went crossbow, but at first, he killed 6 or 7 vills with the archers, and he probably killed a few more with the crossbows. Forced Liereyy to drop a siege workshop. That's resource Liereyy didn't have. Liereyy sold his stone, I believe, so he couldn't defend with a tower. And at the end of all of this, we will see another game. Can you believe it, Michael? 3 games in a row.
No, I can't believe that.
3 games in a row in a show match with money on the line.
That's pretty unbelievable. But I do think Liereyy and MBL did play very well in that map, definitely.
Yeah.
They tried a lot of angles. They tried to, you know, combat what their enemy was doing, but they was always one step behind. And they could have done. I think they could have won it if they would have done different diversity of what they were doing, like winning the ocean in Castle Age, but then they didn't capitalize on it. So, well, it is what it is.
Indeed.
But it was a good game. It was a good game to watch and very entertaining.
Yeah, I think it was a very entertaining game. These guys gave it a go, and you know, it will go 3-0 so far. We are going to play all 5 matches, so people don't need to get too antsy out there. We're going to see 2 more games, even though MBL and Liereyy can't win more than Hearttt and Nicov have. We'll put a 3 up in the scoreboard for the Hearttt and Nicov team, and I'll remind you guys out there that you can vote in the straw poll, which I'll drop a couple of links just now since we have a moment, for which team you think is the most entertaining. So that team is, oh, thanks, Gio just did it. Thanks so much. So we have 2 straw polls. Each of them is worth, I think it's $25. One is for the MVP of the tournament, and one is for the most entertaining team. When Michael and I were talking about this, we were talking about how, you know, a team might win 2 games, but be incredibly entertaining, and maybe they deserve your vote. In this game, it would be hard to argue that the more entertaining team has been MBL and Liereyy so far, but maybe they can pull off an epic game number 4 and 5 and win the hearts and minds of the viewers out there. Just a little bit of extra straw poll voting, and I'll remind you, you can only vote once. So take your time and think about it. Maybe if you're hanging out for the whole series, you can wait until the end. Totally up to you. Game number 3 has launched. Game number 3 is going to, or number 4 is going to be Serengeti. which I don't even know how to spell, but we're going to see Serengeti and then Gold Rush to finish off this impromptu 5-game show match between MBL and Liereyy versus Hearttt and Nicov.
Yeah, pretty interesting game so far. I mean, well, the Arabia was a little bit of a disappointment, but because of the holes, there's always a hole. And you know what? You know, there's always that thing, there's always that chance. You should always check with a villager or your scout or any military unit. You just click on the open space and you'll see the hole, you know? And it just goes to show, like, these top players, there's always a freaking hole.
There's always a hole. There's always a hole. And let me take a second, since we have a brief hold between the next game, to say thanks to Ravu for resubbing for a 3rd month in a row. Oh my God, Liereyy can't stop the bleeding. I think that was in the last game even, so sorry I didn't acknowledge you sooner. But thank you for subscribing, and we will jump into the 4th game of the series here. Thanks for the follows to several of you. I'll read off that list in a moment. But first, let's jump into game number 4, which should be on Serengeti.
Looks like Gold Rush, bro.
Okay, we'll go for game number 4 on Gold Rush. That works for me. It is Killer B. It is an impromptu show match. I am joined by Mr. Cannabliz. Mr. Michael, good to have you with me, my friend.
Do you know what we used to do on this map?
What did you used to do?
Well, I'll tell you what we done. Well, as soon as we knew it was Gold Rush, you know, straight away, we would take a veil, we would get loom, and we would run all around the gold area and collect all the wolves, and then just run your veil straight into the enemy's TC.
Yeah, and we saw a really great game where MBL sent a spearman in a 1v1 to grab all of the wolves' attention and brought them into his opponent's base and just released them. It actually might have been a single militia. That tactic is so annoying and it's so powerful on this map because, as you said, if you have loom early and your opponent doesn't and there's wolves all over their wood line, it can be absolutely chaotic for them. For those of you guys who haven't seen this map before, the concept is that all of the gold is in the middle. There's little tiny gold piles on your side of the map. You're going to have to find the right moment to push toward the center, and the team that controls the middle controls all of those gushy resources and usually can win the match. It will be, once again, Hearttt and Nicov taking on MBL and Liereyy. It's 3-0 for the Hearttt and Nicov team, and they have looked incredibly dominant in these 3 games. That 3rd game was very close on Team Islands, but the first 2 were quick and easy wins, I would say, for Hearttt and Nicov. Here in game number 4, what do you expect to see, Michael? Who's going to be the MVP of this match? Make a bold prediction for me.
I expect to see MBL and Liereyy win this one.
Okay. Their pride is on the line, right? They can't lose all of these games.
But they know they're down. They know they're out. But they want to win some money. So, you know, they've got nothing to lose. This is the beauty of doing a show match, you know?
Absolutely. All 5 games have a little money on the line, and of course we have a little straw poll going if people want to vote for the MVP, but save that vote because I think MBL and Liereyy will want to try to earn that vote from you in the next 2 games. It will be Portuguese and Ethiopians, the blue player Nicov in the north of the map. Hearttt is in the south. They've got the right side, the east side, as a team. They're doing a little bit of structuring early. We will see the Ethiopians player with 4 vills on wood. Ethiopians can often go men-at-arms for a really good value with that extra resource when they hit the feudal age. The blue player has 3 villagers on wood, so it looks like Nicov could go up, a little sooner into a more feudal-based aggression. Purple player Liereyy, with his woodline starting to thicken out, does seem like he's headed to the feudal age before he goes too deep into aggression. And MBL, with a little bit of walling on the corner, has not tipped his cap to me just yet. Not exactly sure what MBL is up to. But here's an interesting little nugget. MBL and Liereyy have water on their side of the map. Both of them have some ponds, and both of them have docked those ponds, Michael, and they're fishing on the corners.
I just can't believe that. I just can't believe that they docked. I can't believe it. They've only got like 1, 2, 1, 2 shellfish.
I think,
Oh no, they've got 3. Actually, 3 and 4. Yeah.
Yeah, MBL's got 3, Lierey's got 4. Maybe they'll put out a couple fishing ships. It might boggle the mind a bit, but I think I would guess that it's economically viable if you have at least 3, because that's 600 food, and you can just leave a fishing ship to take it all. But I'm not sure. I think 4 is certainly a good idea. But both MBL and Liereyy, teammates, by the way, have some area to fish. There's also a pond in between Nicov and Hearttt, but it's not quite as nestled into their economies, and I don't think either of those players is going to dock that, especially not early on in the game. So a little bit of docking, a little bit of extra food, Feudal Age coming for Nicov, and Feudal Age coming for Hearttt. Both of those guys on the same team up on 20 villagers. Liereyy and MBL will wait at least a little longer. Lierey's on 21 grabbing loom, so he'll go up soon. MBL is walling in, and he may wait a few more villagers because he's got a drush coming. We're going to see a drush for once.
No, he's not going to do a drush.
Ooh,
No.
you're right,
He's going to run that men at arms, and he's going to run around. He's going to get all those werewolves, and he's going to run them straight into the camp. Watch.
Yeah, he's absolutely going for it.
Come on, MBL, let's do it.
MBL wants your MVP vote out there, people, and he's going to try to win your hearts and minds with
Here we go.
a wolf
Here
rush.
It goes. This is unbelievable. They got their wolves, man.
Yeah, the woo-woo action is real, and he's headed straight toward Heartt's base. Heartt Scout was near this, so Heartt knows this is coming. And he's actually even going to be maybe somewhat ready for it, but he's not doing any walling, so I guess he's not prepared. And that is 7 wolves headed toward Heartt's berries.
He's going to the mill.
Oh my god, those villagers, one of them already trapped, is going to die for free, and Heartt is going to have to deal with all of this. Oh man.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that.
MBL, you dirty dog, you.
Freaking awesome.
MBL is just such a sneaky guy. His wolves are going to end up going down to the TC, at least some of them. But he's idled his opponent's berries, and he's killed a villager for a single militia, and I'd say that's a pretty darn good trade. And here come the wolves
but now
again.
we've got another 3 wolves again.
The wolves roaming.
Lucky Heartt. Sorry.
The wolves are just roaming back in over and over. Heartt is trying to deal with it. Business as usual for him. He's got double ranges coming. But he'll be working with one less villain, a lot of idle time. And MBL is basically fast castling behind what I think might have been a 1 militia drush. He didn't have to spend very much to get a really good impact there.
I'm still laughing, man. I just knew he was going to do it. I just knew MBL was going to do it.
MBL, you sneaky fella, you. He's going to eventually get those wolves cleaned up, but certainly forcing Heartt into some real idle time. Heartt is going to try to counterattack, but MBL is pretty much fully walled back at home. Not even pretty much. I think he is fully walled. And MBL is going to Feudal Age quite late, 29 villagers. He should be able to pull off a fast castle pretty easy. And I think that MBL and Liereyy, as you said, might have the inside track on this game.
I really hope so, because I really want them to win a game, you know.
Yeah.
I really do. But the way he's out with this at the moment, yeah, it's good. But now we've got to follow it up. So, is Liereyy fully walled? It looks like he is. He's got a little opening, but that's going straight to the TC. MBL is, yeah, completely walled. Yeah, he's good. Let's have a look at Nicov. Even though he's heading score, I don't believe that, you know, he's really that much ahead.
Yeah, this is...
And then
go ahead.
Looking at Hearttt, interesting. He's going for archers, is he?
Yeah, Heartt's got double ranges down. He is going for archers, and he's making a play for some feudal aggression, but I think he's finding out with that first batch of archers that MBL is fully walled. He can try to poke through those walls, but MBL's going to be... Oh, did MBL cancel his Castle Age? What happened? MBL...
What?
I thought MBL was halfway up already. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just misread. MBL is waiting just a moment, I suppose, to click Castle Age. He'll drop an archery range blacksmith and a defensive tower. So he'll hold Heartt off for now. And I think it's just my mind playing tricks on me. It's a long day today. But it's a good day because we've got a good show match on our hands. For now, it is 2v1 on that side. Nicov and Heartt trying to work together, but their feudal armies are, for the moment, walled out. Lierey's got a few scouts as well. He's going to roam around and at least keep tabs on the blue player. I don't think he's going to get in any real damage. But okay, so MBL will go Castle Age. Oh, we got another Wolf Rush. Do you see this, Michael? We got a Spearman for the green player Heartt.
Oh, yeah, I see it. It's coming in, but it's a little too late because you got the military to deal with those wolves. But it is quite funny, like
he's gonna go under Lierey's tower and release a pack of wolves, and the armies from the other side might attack at the same moment. So again, you guys can vote today for the MVP of the series, which player played the best, and which team played the best. And oh no, Heartt's gonna just lose his spear to that wolf without even dropping them off on the villagers. Bummer.
Yeah, you know what he's doing? So when the villagers walk out to go and build in the middle, they're going to be met with those wolves.
Ooh, sneaky.
So yeah, that's why I think he gave up the spearman right there, because he sees the hole, he knows it.
Heartt's going to let it percolate in front of Lierey's economy. MBL, as we said, is up to the Castle Age first, but Nicov and Liereyy are not that far behind him, so we will see 3 players in the Castle Age soon. The fish boom for MBL has helped him a ton, I would expect. He's got 5 fishing ships out, and Lierey's got 4 fishing ships out. Those 2 guys had nice pond positions, so they will have a nice, easy food eco, and now the wolves are coming in, just as you predicted, and they're going to grab a villager. That Vil is going to go down.
And he's also got to deal with the double as well. Liereyy is in. They are really punishing him tonight.
Nicov, Heartt.
Look at those freaking wolves, man.
Nicov, Heartt, and the Gaia have conspired to try to kill Liereyy here. Liereyy defending nicely, but he did get his stable denied, which means that he might not have double stable knights right away. We'll see. Still 1 wolf in the mix, and we've got another villager down. I think that's a spearman down for the green player. But the wolves have had the most impact on this game so far.
And it's freaking awesome to watch, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
The beauty of being a caster and seeing all the werewolves coming in like vampires, you know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, people. Go ahead.
It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting game now.
Yeah, both teams have landed some damage. Nicov and Liereyy will hit Castle Age now. Heartt's going to be behind. MBL, for those of you guys keeping track, did hit the Castle Age first by quite a margin, but he's going double ranges into crossbows. He dropped a university, so he may go for some early ballistics, and he's going to be roaming toward his opponent's wood lines. He's going to try to harass Heartt, but Heartt has some openings in his eco. Heartt's going to have to be really careful.
Yeah, for sure. But I want them to lose this game.
I think that is only fitting. It is 3-0 already for Nicov and Heartt. They are trying to win a 4th game here. This is a show match, so all 5 of these games have a little bit of cash on the line for the players involved. And those of you guys who are out there asking who my co-caster is, this is Cannabliz, this is Michael, and thanks again, my friend, for he's the sponsor and the co-caster for this tournament. Thanks for putting this thing on, man.
You keep saying it, you don't need to. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure just to watch these top players play these maps and enjoy the time that I do with Age of Empires and spread the love, you know.
Yeah, man, I couldn't agree more. This has been a hobby of mine for a long time, and I've never been really trying to build a huge channel. I just come on here and just enjoy these matches. And you know what I'm enjoying now is that Liereyy is making a double stable knight push to the center of the map, and he's sending forward a lot of villagers, and he is going to start to take that gold in the center and try to drop a TC down right in the dead center of the map. And he's going to be contested very soon because Heartt has crossbows on the way, and the blue player has knights on the way, and this could be really bad if Liereyy gets discovered.
God damn, he needs to get that up. He needs to get it up. Oh my God, that's what she said.
Lierey's TC needs a huge dose of Viagra because crossbowmen are coming in. That town center is 60% of the way up, and we now have A little more villager carnage, but Lierey's on 70%, and the crossbows from Nicov are reluctant to climb the hill, and the TC will go up. And man, that went up by an absolute whisker.
That was perfect play. Perfect play there by Liereyy. Wow. Now he's on that dominant hill. All he needs there is just a castle, a couple of castles, I would say, and yeah, he's got all the gold that he could ever wish for.
Yeah, it's interesting that Nicov has added 3 TCs, but he's been a little conservative. He's added them at home. He's also adding in a market. MBL adding in an extra town center back at home. But Liereyy is the man who made the big push. He really threw the bones in that case, rolled the dice, and he gets his town center up. And of course, that's a very important tactical move for him. Lierey's knights are coming in. MBL's crossbows are behind it. And they certainly have a decent position in this game. 100-point score lead. But more importantly, the bigger armies, both Lierey's bigger army of knights and MBL's bigger army of crossbows, and they have the top of the most important hill with all of that juicy gold.
Yeah, and the map appreciation as well. That's the main thing here. And man, I mean, that was a gamble. You know, he threw the dice and he got it up. That's what she said again. But you know what I mean? It's just... sometimes you have to take that risk, and Liereyy has done it, and I think Liereyy and MBL is going to take this game, I reckon.
Well, they certainly have it. They're in the catbird seat on top of this hill, and they are basically just going to camp that hill and hold it, I would think. Lierey's going in for some raiding. MBL will lead as well, but both players can reinforce that hill from their home economies. It looks like they have a little disagreement about where to go and attack next, and they've decided, after a little deliberation, to go and try to hit Hearttt. Heartt's Ethiopians, he is going crossbows, has +2/+1, but he's got about a dozen crossbows in front of his base, and that's just not going to deal with +1 defense Bloodline Knights, +2 defense coming for Liereyy, and MBL's group of crossbows, which seems to be bigger than Heartt's.
Yeah, and the other thing is about Gold Rush, you know, when you take the center, all you've got to do is hold that ground and then bleed your enemy dry of gold, you know? Because gold units are, you know, they're the #1 game.
Yeah, they are absolutely going to be bleeding their opponents of gold. For instance, Hearttt has 450 gold left to mine in this game. That is all he's going to have safely. He can castle drop in front of his base and win one more gold pile, but he's going to have to really work to have a gold economy for the rest of this match. Nicov on his side, he's mining through the last 500 gold that he's got as well. So both Nicov and Hearttt are going to be in trouble. Nicov with a couple of the snuck vills for the moment. But of course, the further this game goes, the better and better that having that hill is going to be. Liereyy with no stone, so we're not going to see him castle drop the center, but he is dropping more stables, and MBL will drop some production at the base of that hill as well.
I see MBL building 2 barracks. What was he going to go with? Is he going to go champions?
He could. He's starting to add some pikes to hold the hill for now. I suppose that MBL is... well, let's just see. Yeah, he's going full-on pike production. So he's going to have an army that is diverse enough to stand on its own. He's going to have a huge number of crossbows and some pikes alongside them. Monastery coming for MBL as well. And he and Liereyy are going to have a really unbreakable army on top of this hill. We can see Nicov and Hearttt waiting at the bottom. They're thinking about a push, but this is just not going to go well for them. They need to find a way, I don't know, to break this army, and I just don't see it happening.
I hope not. I hope not, because you know, I want it to be an even score, because these players they deserve it. You know, the way that they play, the way they use everything, man, it's just unbelievable, and I like to see it to go that way, to be honest. But I do feel they do need some castles around that middle center just to make sure that they secured that gold.
Yeah, and we will see potentially some castles not so soon, because MBL has no stone in the bank. Liereyy has no stone in the bank. They're just full military production. MBL's trying to get into TC. which could be denied. And it looks like the Nicov and Hearttt team is going to add in a couple of rams here and there. Liereyy coming down off the top of his high hill with his horses, and MBL standing and delivering with his crossbows. Pikemen are going to make some good exchanges here, and this might be GG for Hearttt and Nicov. They have plenty of safe eco, and they have plenty of ability to produce military, but their military numbers are dropping really, really quickly.
Are you still on the pause?
No.
Ah, it's me again. Okay.
I've unpaused, and I've actually been immediately proven wrong. MBL and Liereyy will go back. MBL's TC comes up, and you know what? Nicov and Hearttt, they did lose some military there. Nicov especially seems to be very low on military numbers, but they're still afloat. Liereyy will go back up the hill. MBL will go back up the hill, and they will, at least for now, retreat. So I guess I was a little wrong. I was very wrong about that fight. The game is a bit bumpy. We're having a little bit of issues. I think Michael's rebooting the match as we speak. For those of you guys asking who the co-caster is, that is Cannabliz. That's Michael. And we are watching the 4th game of a 5-game show match between Aftermath players, MBL and Liereyy, taking on Nicov and Hearttt. For now, this TC of MBL's, which is newly minted, is under a little bit of fire. There is a ram here at the bottom of the hill, poking away at that TC. Liereyy raiding Nicov in the corner a bit. He will grab a couple vills down on that side, but I don't think he's going to be able to deny that TC from the blue player Nicov. Teal player is still hanging on the hill with his teammate Liereyy. He's going to let that TC die as soon as it went off. And the interesting thing about this game is, although Liereyy holds the top of the hill pretty firmly, we do have a much bigger economy for Nicov and a similar sized economy from Hearttt. And MBL is really, after that fast castle, he's really lagging behind on vill number. He's been producing a lot of crossbows, has a very formidable army, but at least for the moment, Nikov's eco lagging behind just a tad. Huge fight in the center of the map. MBL gets in an absolutely massive shot on Hearttt. That's going to really thin out the number of crossbows on that side. Pikemen for MBL continuing to spam into the middle of this chaotic mass of blue and purple knights. Purple players' upgrades are +2/+2. Blue players' upgrades are +2/+2. These guys are standing and fighting, and it does seem like the MBL and Liereyy combo is going to win the day on that side. Crossbow still firing away from the top of the hill from Hearttt, but those units are going to be short-lived. They are going to be retreating to an early grave, I suppose, and Hearttt all of a sudden on 15 military, Nicov just on 7. Those knights from Nicov are going to go and try to raid the center a bit, but Nicov needs to help his teammate out because Hearttt is about to be steamrolled. Hearttt is about to be steamrolled. We are in game number 4 of a 5-game show match. Have you got the game rebooted, Michael?
Yeah, I'm on 37 minutes. I'm trying to catch up.
Oh, okay, perfect. You are on 37 minutes, and I believe you've caught up just in time to see the GGs come in.
The GG.
It was a great match on Gold Rush as Liereyy, with the absolute, coconut-sized balls, coming up to the top of this hill, taking all the risk in the world, gets his TC down, and after that point, it was pretty smooth sailing for he and MBL.
Yeah, that was... I'm glad that they won. I am glad that they won. Very glad.
Yeah, finally a game in the win column for MBL and Liereyy. It's a show match. There's cash on the line on every single game. And of course, we saw MBL with a really, really fun and impressive Wolf Rush there, which I think he's trying to win the vote for the most valuable player, maybe trying to win the hearts and minds of people out there. But we will see game number 5 coming our way in just a moment. I do believe it's going to be Serengeti. And we will hopefully jump in without any problems. I feel bad that you're crashing a few times here. That's a bummer.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is, but if I don't, when I'm in the game room and the game room launches and it goes into the game, if I don't press resume, then everything freezes. So I have to press resume every single time.
Yeah, Voobly has some weird quirks for me. It's a great platform, but once in a while I do have some issues with things. I don't know, man. Maybe it's time to reinstall. Maybe it's time to delete it and reinstall it. Breaks my heart when I have to do that, but about once a year I seem to have to reinstall Voobly.
But it's no biggie. I just got to remember to do it. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I got to remember to update the scoreboard. I almost jumped into another game without giving a point to team number 2, I believe, which is MBL and Liereyy. So let's give those guys 1 point. They won't be able to flat out win this series because they're down 3-1. But it does seem like they have found a little momentum. Game number 4 is Serengeti. It's a pretty open and aggressive map. And who do you think has the advantage between these two teams?
Well, you wanna go. You wanna. Hold on. Are you in the game right now?
Nope. Waiting for the.
All right, waiting for the counter. Right, yeah. You really want to lose like 3-2 rather than 4-1. It's just like a matter of personal pride, I would say.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
really, I mean, the last game, the Team Islands game, I would judge it on those two, not just from a little mistake like there was a hole in the wall. I would look at it on the performance of the players and the smartness and the way that they think. So, that's the way I would look at it. But the viewers are the viewers. It's up to you. You can choose what you want.
Yeah, and that straw poll is thanks so much to Geo Waypoint being so kind to drop both of the straw polls for you guys. The concept is the MVP, who's played the best, one player, and also which team has been the most entertaining to you, not necessarily the team that wins the most games. Game number 5 is coming our way right now, so let's transition over to the game room and let's see how the final game of this show match sets up between these Aftermath gentlemen. Here we go. We're in the game now. Beautiful. Launching beautifully once again. We will see Liereyy as Incas, MBL as Japanese. The map should be Serengeti, but it's actually Hamburger. We also talked about Hamburger, so a little confusion between myself and Michael and the players, but we're going to have a great match here on Hamburger. It will be Incas and Japanese. Incas, I'm thinking towers here. But before we get too into strategy, let me once again introduce my co-caster, Mr. Michael. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. I'm loving these games, man. I'm absolutely loving them.
It's been this set has really heated up. I think game number 3 and 4 have been a lot of fun. We've seen a couple of really quick games in the first 2, but since then we've seen some really late game howitzer type of punches being thrown, and it's been a whole lot of fun. It's going to be Nicov in the red, Hearttt in the blue. It's a show match, so there is cash on the line for this game. It will be that left side of the map for the Nicov and Hearttt team. The right side of the map will be Liereyy and MBL. We've got cows, we've got plenty of food, couple of stone piles, so if you want to push with towers, you can. But, of course, you have a little bit of trouble in the middle of the map. You've got a big wood line there that players can defend. So far, MBL has gotten through, believe it or not, to maybe do some laming and scouting. We'll see. May try to go for it on that side. May try to sneak a villager. Maybe not. But yeah, this is a map that's relatively closed until you start to cut through the center, and then it just becomes an absolutely open and dangerous map. You are surrounded by water on all sides. There is some fish in that water that you can take, and if you land the outer ring, there are plenty more resources for you to grab up. So the strategy on this map is, well, you have enough to start with. Of course, you have to take the wood in the center. You can try to do something sneaky and cheeky early, but if you can sustain the early part of the game and expand to the outer edge, having a better eco than your opponents, you may be able to do more damage. Where does this map rank for you on favorite maps?
It's got to be in the top 5. It just is. But can you see how a 2v2 absolutely mirror imaged on the lumber camps?
Yeah, that's right.
Can you see what I mean? It's crazy. But you can tower that wood line, but they might just go, okay, fine. Then just build a transport ship over to the other side, and they've got all the wood that they could possibly want.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that center wood line is often very heavily fought for with towers. I do expect to see that in this game. Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see it. Often the map gets closed down by both teams so that these little straights can't be pushed through. And like you said, in that case, a sneaky transport ship doesn't have to go very far to get on your opponent's side of the map. You can also sneak a couple units to your opponent's corner of the map where you know they're going to have to expand eventually and leave a couple of sneaky archers, for instance, to try to do damage later on in the game. But we shall see. For now, we do have MBL Scout and Lierey's Eagle onto that red wood line, and Nicov is probably going to lose 2 villagers to some early game raiding from those 2 guys.
Oh, that's nasty. Oh my god, that is so nasty.
Yeah, it's an impressive play to grab 2 vills, Nicov without loom just yet, and 3 villagers having to come off the wood line to fight that fight. So, of course, that is certainly worth it. Good raiding early on for that team. The blue player on the other side is a little bit out of it. He's adding a dock, but he's not part of this early aggression. Everybody at this point probably has a dock, everybody except Liereyy, who's already on stone. So Liereyy seems to want to go for towers instead of fishing right away.
Interesting. So he's going to be thinking, right, let's just chop through and put towers up. I don't need to go to the outside. Now, that could pay homage in the Imperial Age, or Castle Age. It just depends how they play it out. But, yeah, that's a bit risky. And I see Lierey's 3 villagers coming down to MBL's woodline there. What is he thinking?
Yeah, interesting. So Liereyy and MBL got through the wall, and they hurt Nicov early. I don't know if their plan is to beat up on the player here with the Japanese Civ, but they have done some damage already. Nicov is clicking up, but he's on 18 vills because of all that raiding. Nicov is loomed up, and those couple of villagers from Liereyy, they do seem like they're going to be dropping a tower here as he hits the feudal age. I don't see any other reason for them to be here. Watchtower will come down right away on that side, and Liereyy will put another watchtower on the other side. So Lierey's going to have a 16 villager up into an immediate double tower drop on this map. He's also going to get a few outposts up here and there, and even a 3rd watchtower coming down. So Liereyy is showing you how to drop 3 towers and an outpost with the Incas on 16 vills as he hits the feudal age, and that could really cripple the wood economy of Hearttt and Nicov.
That's smart. That is very smart.
I don't know how he managed it. You could pay me $1 million and I could not pull off this build. It seems crazy to me.
I wouldn't pay $1 million. Maybe, like, you know. But you know what I mean? Oh man, this is going to be an interesting game. Holy crap! What the hell are they going to do?
Tower's coming down in defense for Nicov. 1 tower for now. He's going to try to fight back MBL on that corner. And at least for now, they're standing toe-to-toe with 1 tower each. We do have a defensive tower for Hearttt, but of course Liereyy has 2 towers, so he should be able to win that fight across the wood line. Hearttt is having to leave where he was taking wood, but Hearttt could make a huge mistake here if he starts to build a lumber camp. He's actually going to build a watchtower in defense. He's already got a watchtower breathing down his neck from Liereyy right there waiting. So Liereyy with some early towers has done some serious early damage. And Liereyy has just now gotten up his dock, and his first fishing ship might come out soon.
Yeah, the level of what these guys are playing, and I don't know their strategies, you know, but this is pretty bloody smart. This is probably the best strategy I've ever seen, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting game, and we see the blue player Hearttt. He's going to take a couple villagers in a transport ship. He's going to land the outer ring to get his economy going on that side. Nicov was trying to do some fire ship raiding, but he didn't get much done. MBL will do some counter raiding, and one wonders if Nikov's economy, which is also expanding out, is going to have a whole lot of a chance here since he lost those couple of early vills. He's probably still feeling a little bit of pinch. Liereyy, though, is on 22 villagers, so Liereyy has spent a lot of time and energy getting the towers up, and his food eco might have lagged behind quite a lot. So it's going to be an interesting game as we continue to roll through. Liereyy without any fish, but he has taken over a lot of control of the wood line. Hearttt and Nicov have the score lead, and do you think they're winning, Michael?
The moment I know the scores are pretty much different, but I think Liereyy and MBL are winning at the moment.
Yeah,
100%.
They've done
Because
Go ahead.
yeah, sorry, no, you go ahead.
They've done a lot of damage. That's all I was going to say. It's really
they've taken that center wood line, and it's not much an advantage, but it can pay homage later on in the game.
Yeah, I think they have done some good damage. Of course, Hearttt and Nicov have both expanded out to the edge of the map, but they've only got about 5 vills each there, keeping to reinforce with transport ships. But the red player, I believe, might have lost his transport to MBL's raiding, and that's going to slow down his ability to transfer his economy out to the outer ring. So Nicov is probably going to feel the most pain on the outer edge without that transport. But for now, the economies continue to build up. Nicov has 250 food, 150 gold. On the other side, MBL has 400 gold, but no food in the bank. Heartt's got a balanced eco, actually has a lot of gold, but he can buy his way up sometime soon. And Liereyy is still feeling a pinch. He hasn't had any fishing this game, and he probably won't get any because his opponent is waiting here, Hearttt, with a fire ship. So we will see these economies expand to the edge, I think, but oh boy, Lierey's economy isn't. Do you see that transport ship, Michael? He's not going to the outer edge. He's going to MBL's side here.
What the? Oh my god.
He's going to sneak 5 villagers in, drop an immediate outpost, and he's not going to delete the transport. I always love the panache of deleting the transport ship after dropping those vills off. But he is going to roll in and start dropping outposts until he finds a place to tower. Liereyy with 450-ish stone in the bank, and he is going to get his first tower up right on top of Heartt's eco. Hearttt does not seem to see this coming, certainly does now, because Lierey's tower is within his view. So Hearttt is going to try to get a defensive tower down. He's going to send in some villagers to go against this. Liereyy needs to quick wall, and boy, oh boy, is Liereyy quick walling masterfully, debating his opponent into almost getting there over and over. However, the blue player is here with 10 vills, and he's going to power up his own tower just on the other side of this.
Yeah,
And he's walling him in.
and look at Hearttt walling him into that tower. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Hearttt will wall him in. Liereyy will get this villager, and he may get another, but yeah, he's trapped in that labyrinth now, which is absolutely going to annoy him. Hearttt is going to blunder yet another villager here. So it is 3 vills for Liereyy that he killed, but Lierey's tower is going down, and those vills are in trouble. And Lierey's trying to shoot his way out through the foundation of this house right now. Oh, he's going to delete the palisades and come forward and try to rush down Heartt's tower. Heartt's bringing in more vills. Liereyy is absolutely, he's in a lot of trouble here. He's going to lose these vills. He's trying to sneak out again on the backside. One villager.
He's going to get on there.
Oh my god.
On the transport. Go, don't stand around. Get in there. Oh my god. Look
What is he doing?
Standing there.
What is he doing? Oh, he's waiting.
Now he's done it.
Oh man. MBL with a couple of fire galleys right beside it to protect that transport. So that transport has a scary group with it. Liereyy snuck a couple more vills through. I don't even know where those came from. But Lierey's got another tower up, and Hearttt is having to play defensive once again. I have no idea how Liereyy got those 4 vills out, but he's going to land them once again behind the TC of Hearttt. So Liereyy is towering all around Heartt's base all of a sudden, and Hearttt is really in a lot of trouble. On the other side of the map, MBL's got some fire galleys. He's doing some damage, and Nicov is coming with a counter push. So while I was so focused on that tower push from Liereyy, Nikov's making a counter.
Yeah, Nikov's doing exactly the same thing as what Lierey's doing. It's crazy. This is a crazy game.
We have aftermath on aftermath crime going down in front of our eyes. The blue player is getting surrounded by towers, but he's doing a pretty darn good job to defend. Nicov has built some towers toward MBL's base, but I don't think he's put in too much damage yet, certainly taking down some farming area, but he hasn't really driven a stake into his opponent's heart just yet. We will see, though, Hearttt trying to defend as best he can, moving over to some gold. Vill counts are very similar in this game. MBL and Liereyy with a little bit more military and a little bit more aggression, but I think it's still anybody's game. MBL and Nicov on the way up to Castle Age.
This is absolute crazy. I can't even keep up with it. I really can't keep up with it. Can you? I mean,
there's something going on every corner of the map. We've got Liereyy and Hearttt, Vill fighting. We're 23 minutes into this game, but there's still Vill fights going on everywhere. Tower's still coming down for that Incas player, trying to do as much damage as he can. Liereyy has been an absolute master with this transport ship at keeping those villagers alive and annoying. The red player Nicov has done some pretty good damage, pretty good annoyance, but I think he is going back as this Castle Age comes in. MBL hits the Castle Age, goes with an immediate university, and Liereyy continues to tower every single part of the map. One thing I will note, I don't know if you've noticed this, Michael, but I don't know if you've noticed this, but Hearttt and Nicov have expanded their ecos out, and Liereyy and MBL haven't yet. Liereyy and MBL are still focusing on aggression in the center of the map, and I don't honestly know which strategy is better at this point.
Well, the thing is where they're out on the outside of the map, in the long game, it will pay off, but they really need to deal with this or to hold them off, buy time, and then it will come into play. But if they can't do that, then MBL and Liereyy will win, definitely.
I think that Liereyy and MBL have made a couple of nice games in a row for us. MBL made a play last game, I believe, for my MVP vote. He was trying to steal my heart with a Wolf Rush, and Liereyy is trying to steal the MVP vote, I think, this game with a Tower Rush. But Hearttt and Nicov are up 3-1, and they want to put a win in that last game column. Their ecos have expanded, like we said. Castle Age is in for Nicov. Nicov, on his part of the map, is not doing much except for towers. I haven't seen any military buildings from him yet. MBL is also up to castle, and here comes a castle drop, actually, from Nicov.
Oh, wow, and actually, Liereyy is he trying to land? I can see his transport ship. He's got villagers inside, but he's just staying. Okay, now he's dropped them. Well, what's he going to do with those?
Yeah, Lierey's two vills there look like they're going to be in trouble.
Oh, he's going to finish the right. He's going to finish the watchtower. Okay. Sorry, watchtower. The tower.
Yeah, that tower is going to be denied from Liereyy. The castle drop is done from Nicov, so Nicov has a castle down, and that's going to be annoying for MBL's eco. Certainly going to control MBL's stone and take down some of MBL's towers. MBL does not seem to be responding to this with defense. He seems to be responding with offense. MBL will go for a landing in between the red and blue player Nicov and Hearttt. He'll go double Monastery Siege Workshop. So what do you prefer, my friend? Do you prefer the castle drop or the Monastery Siege Workshop play?
I don't freaking know at this stage. There's so much going on, I can't even keep up with it. It's great. How do these top players deal with all this?
I don't know, because my heart is going a little bit too fast already, and I'm just here watching. Double Monastery Monks coming for MBL and Mangonels. I like this play a lot. I think he's going to give absolute fits behind some of Lierey's towers to the eco here in the middle. But again, I've noted this before, I'll note it again. Nicov and Hearttt have moved to the edges of the map, and although they're getting pressured like crazy in the center, they will have some economy to fall back on if they can keep some of their villagers in the middle working on that gold and stone. MBL did try to make his push. He will start to fill that out, and Nicov has started to fill his castle up with, well, still just a couple of vills. No military really for Nicov on the map. I thought he might build a few samurai.
This is just crazy. If I don't know. I mean, if MBL can push now, yeah, this is going to be game. But he's on the outside of the map. Nicov is. So I don't know. Can he rebuild fast? But
What's interesting?
Man, it's crazy.
What's interesting is that Hearttt has gone into Eagle Warrior production, and he is sending those eagles around the map, and he's hoping to raid the outer economy from MBL and Liereyy, but that eco doesn't exist. So I wonder if he can transport those eagles and do some damage But yeah, for now, Castle Age coming for Liereyy. He'll be the last man up. Liereyy has tons of towers on the map. He's still without a real army to speak of. 2 military total for the Incas player. Can you guys do more TCs, says MBL. MBL is making a pretty serious push. He's got 4 mangonels out already, and his monks are waiting in the wings in case some sort of units come to take this down.
God damn. Have you ever seen a game like this? Come on. I've never seen a hamburger played like this before. Never.
I don't even know what I would name this game. So far, it's been 0 defense, 100% offense by the feel of it. Eagle Warriors are starting to come out for Heartt, so he may try to push in against MBL. MBL's waiting with 4 monks right now, so if he can't get good conversions, I do think Heartt can kill this. MBL not quite paying attention yet. His conversion starting very late. He's going to lose 3 of those monks and even maybe the 4th before a single conversion comes in, and MBL is going to lose it.
Nicov defeated?
Nicov defeated? The heck?
Yeah.
What? How does that work?
Nicov has been defeated. That's what it said to me.
Yeah, Nicov is crossed out. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Okay, they could. I think they knew they lost the game, and I don't know why it said defeated.
Nicov losing the TC in the center. Heartt was coming over with Eagles. I don't know if Nicov was really totally losing this because he did have an eco on the side. And, man, people saying, was it regicide? If your TC dies, you die on this map? I don't know. The defeat is in. Heartt will give the GG for his teammate, and I'm left with my jaw on the floor because apparently we have sudden death going. I don't know. That TC is down and the game is over. Holy cow.
Wow. Yeah, it must have been the TC defeated.
Wow. Okay. Holy cow. This game was 100% offense, 0% defense. It was a fitting 5th game to the series. MBL and Liereyy grabbed a win, and they will be 2 games to 3. It is a show match, so each game has some cash on the line. Of course, Heartt and Nicov did win if you count who got the most wins, but you guys will vote in the straw poll for who you think was the most entertaining team in this match and who you think was the best player. Who deserves the MVP? That's a solo award. And which team gave you more entertainment? Holy cow, man. Is your brain caught up to that last game yet?
Yeah, I know exactly who I want to vote for. But can I just say something? Let's just take 2 minutes. I'll message the guys, or you can message them, and say, let's go to AOC 1, and where just talk to the players and see what they thought about the maps and how they all went it. Did they enjoy it? Blah blah blah. And then please put your votes through. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'll drop some words in the game room. MBL is down for a little TeamSpeak meetup, so we will
yeah,
jump.
Of course he will. I know they will.
Let's jump into their channel. They just sent me the password for that. So if you want to go over there with me, do you know that password?
No, because I copied and pasted. But I just need 2 seconds.
Okay, take your time. All right, we'll head over there to the Aftermath TeamSpeak, and we will jump in and have a few questions for these guys. I'll wait a moment for Michael, and then we will kind of wrap this thing up. You guys can have your MVP voting, and yeah, we'll wrap this thing. Let me just say to the guys that we'll be there in 2 minutes. I'll update the scoreboard. And I'll drop the links once again for the voting. Hopefully you guys join in on the straw poll because, we're trying to keep it fun here. MBL and Liereyy grabbing the win there in game number 5 of the set. It will go 3 games for Heartt and Nicov, 2 games for MBL and Liereyy. every game had cash on the line, and the total here is 250. Some of that money will come from winning each game, and some of that money will come from you guys voting in the straw poll, which Gio has just posted again. Thanks so much, Gio, for doing that. You didn't have to do it for the whole series. I feel a little bad now asking you, but I do appreciate the favor very much. You can vote on the first straw poll. I do believe that is going to be... That's going to be the MVP, and the second straw poll will be which team brought you more fun. So let's jump into the aftermath teams.
I went to the other side and I saw you were dead at minute 12.
Yeah, I was completely dead.
Anyway, the best game was the first one, the whole.
Yeah.
Mas fucking some beautiful rage.
What's up, Killer B?
Yo, thank you guys for the entertainment. That was awesome. That was an awesome set.
Where did Michael go?
He's coming in just a second. He said he needed a minute to do something.
Alright.
Yeah, man, that was great. That was a really cool match. I had no idea in that fifth game that you could be defeated. Is that...
I didn't know it.
We didn't know either.
Michael and I were
It
like...
said SD hamburger. I was like, oh, we have that. Okay, then let's go.
Okay, all right.
I didn't know what SD means, so...
Man,
Yeah, it was very surprising to us.
Titanic.
we were losing our minds when Hearttt and Liereyy were fighting over towers on Heartt's side of the map.
Fucking idiot, Larry.
You had him walled in.
My two goals on this game. Fucking bot.
No, Michael.
What's up, Michael?
Like, the 3 first games, everything that could go wrong just went wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't like the holes, the not... Like, Liereyy forgot to click up on Team Islands. But they did play well. Well,
No. What happened was the first couple of games, Liereyy forgot about the females, man.
What?
You mean?
There's always a hole.
Oh.
You know, oh man, Liereyy. Is he in the channel? Yeah, he is.
He went
He's
PRB.
AFK.
Dude, how did you let that hole happen, man?
Come on.
Come on.
So,
Fine.
so we have 2 straw polls going for a little bit of extra cash for you guys. I shouldn't say we, because Michael's putting up the money. One is for who is the MVP of the set of games, and the other is for who was the most entertaining team. Do any of you guys want to weigh in on who the MVP was of that set?
Do you know what
I
I'm
think
going to
Nicov-
say? Do you know what I'm going to say? Guys, sell yourself. Sell it to the viewers. Get them votes.
What's up, viewers? You know, I'm giving out free mods in my channel, so vote for me and you get it.
Ooh.
Yeah, good offer.
Heartt giving out free mods. Okay, fair enough.
Bribing the viewers.
MBL, you have a go at it, I think, with that Wolf Rush. That was really
you liked it?
entertaining. Oh well, we were.
I'm always
I was-
full fresh in Gold Rush.
I was
Always.
looking for your militia with my scout and couldn't find it. I lost it and then I couldn't find it. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, and I think Nicov has a play for it just for the overall MVP. I feel like they won 3 games. He played great, so he didn't go for the Wolf Rush tactic, but he has an angle at it too.
Nico sucked.
The tower was the key of the series.
Say again.
Nico tower rushing.
Fucking bug.
Nico
Is it
tower
even
rushing a
bug
guy
or is it
who
actually?
has no stone. Well,
No stone,
MVP.
man.
Well, actually, I think we can all scrap game number 1. We can all scrap that. That was
Why is
just.
this kill? You can't scrap a game because he has a hole. He's a noob. I
Yeah.
don't scrap that game when I have a hole and can make my team lose.
No,
I
you
know,
just
I
save your
know.
teammate.
It's the opposite. It's like fuck you, idiot, nice hole, always a hole, hard.
Just blame
That's how
your,
much you treat
you
me.
just blame your teammates if you have a hole. Why did you go that strat? Then you die.
No, seriously, I thought it was a right strat even.
Hold on, guys. We're offending Ashley here. Ashley is a female. Don't forget she's in the chat, so let's be a little bit respectful. But there is always a hole.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, listen, sell yourselves. Get those votes in. This is for your
Hello,
bonus
so sorry.
payments. Come on.
I know. I already offered.
Okay,
everything
guys,
I
don't
can.
vote for me. I suck this series. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Yeah,
But game
very confident
3,
player.
4, and 5 was
I didn't
awesome.
suck, but
Team Island.
No, whole
Yeah.
forgot to click up. Well, it clicked up, but it didn't click.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Oh
that.
yes, Morton. Did you forget to click up, or did you cancel Castle
No,
Age?
I was that.
When?
Was it? Did you do it as
What
well?
map was it, Killerby?
Say again.
Can you remember when you said, "Oh, I swear that MBL
yeah.
clicked Castle Age"? Was it?
I thought it was
Hamburg?
Gold Rush, but I could have been mistaken.
I don't. No, it hasn't been anything like that for me.
Okay, good. And then it's just my brain having problems. I was like, oh, MBL's he's up, and then I looked again and I was like, oh man, he's did he cancel it? What the hell?
Maybe it's
It
your
was
eyes.
just an MBL Rush FC, like minute 19, Castle Age.
I was fishing.
Then you should even be faster, but yeah. Went the opposite way.
Bowling all, fishing, no eco. You know.
Exactly. I see MBL Rush FC and I'm like, yeah, we got
This
this.
is game.
Yeah, this is game.
Funny.
Well, I've got the votes.
18 was. It was minute 18. It's fine.
I've got the votes in
That's
here.
the
Ethiopians.
Just say Kiri.
I said I've got the votes in here. If you guys want to know, I think we've
Sure.
I think we've got a winner for the MVP. I think he's a clear winner. The votes seem to be pretty skewed. I'll open up the screen for people watching here, and I can send you guys a link as well in the TeamSpeak so you can show your channels as well. Let's see. How do I do that? Yeah, here we go.
It's got to be MBL.
If you want to see that,
It's got to be MBL. Nicov!
you can check the
What
link.
the hell?
It is Nicov.
Well, at least above MBL. That's my goal. Sad, but
Oh, we're
Bribing
even.
them didn't work.
We're even.
It's actually, hey, actually, it's 90% both. I would vote Liereyy.
Hold on. Right.
Okay, no
Get
MBL.
above MBL.
What?
Refresh.
Oh, I will vote myself.
I go for Larry as well. Bench it.
Easy game.
Bench it.
Bench.
3 votes, we shine.
Right, hold on. Why has Nicov... Oh, no, it's changing. Oh, hold on. Now,
Why has-
why the hell do you think Nicov played the best? And the MVP player?
Well,
Who is your MVP, Michael? You seem to have strong feelings here.
MBL, man.
Whoa.
Let's not go that far.
more the biggest troll or something.
What? Which game?
I would watch Team Iceland.
He just always seems
MBL
like you're
versus
trolling
Iceland.
Team
MBL.
Islands, that's true. Like that.
I would give the MVP to Nicov. As an objective caster, I feel like those first couple games, it has to be Nicov or Hearttt. They got through in those first couple games and just, grabbed wins before 25 minutes. But Michael...
Fanboys.
Yeah, Michael's he's got his eye on MBL.
I'll tell you the reason why I gave it to MBL. But I'm not, everyone. I respect the vote, but MBL played well in the Team Island. He lost water and he came back. He tried to land. He came back. Then in Gold Rush,
He played like a beast.
then in Gold Rush, he done the militia rush with all the wolves. He was the first player to do it. Then in the hamburger game, yeah, man, he owned. I don't understand you guys.
They were
Why?
dead in Hamburger.
What did
if it wasn't for
Nicov
the
do to
sudden
get
death.
your
Wasn't there? I
votes?
stopped playing when he was defeated.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Emmy,
Dude,
I killed
I
all
was-
your monks before.
Yeah, because
he
I was
defeated.
typing, you idiot. I was
Yeah,
typing.
Sure. You were typing what?
Look at the stream. I was typing.
What were you typing?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I was typing.
Fucking idiot.
Oh, man. Yeah, guys, that was awesome. And should we give Nicov the floor for a second to take a victory lap? Are you there, Nicov?
Yeah, I'm here.
He has to sing now.
Talk some shit, man. It's all yours.
Thank you.
Singing.
Okay, give him 2 minutes. Come on, Nicov. Have your time.
How was the prize distributed?
Have your time to thank all the viewers who had voted for you.
And Nico don't speak English. Habla español, Nico?
Hombre,
Oh,
hombre.
me no English. I can't speak. Nah, I'm joking. Thanks everyone who watched the game.
Thanks, Michael, for sponsoring this, and thanks, Kilby, for casting. It was nice.
Yeah, this
It
was
was
awesome.
fun for us too.
Thanks.
So Just a little.
Yeah, thanks for the
Just a little,
gameplay.
some games.
That was really, really ridiculously entertaining. We were laughing our asses off almost in every game. At least 3 out of the last 5, yeah.
I actually think this is one of the first 2v2s we had within our team.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole team is the first one. I
Well,
think.
yeah, as a team, yeah. We have played many times, Liereyy and me, against MBL and Nicov in the past. We used to play like every day.
We did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay!
I remember Nicov PMing me saying MBL is such a bad teammate and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
No, I'd never do that.
Nico, you're an idiot.
But it's okay,
Actually-
right? Okay, guys. I need to interrupt. Sorry, guys. So we got the MVP player for the best player. Now we need for the best team who played through for the other bonus.
Yes, indeed. So we have the best team, and I'll give it just a moment to give you guys. I know some of you guys are streaming as well, so I'll give you the poll also. And this one was a lot closer. Nicov ran away with the MVP vote, but this vote is a lot closer. It's still a noticeable margin, but here's the link if you guys want to open it in your streams as well. I'll show it in mine right now, and 3, 2, 1, the reveal is...
Please, MBL, come on.
Oh, the bars are still moving around.
That's a bullshit one!
Entertaining team, that's actually bullshit.
just because your gameplay is hilariously bad, Envy. Doesn't
No,
mean you're the
actually-
most
Shut
entertaining.
up.
No,
You
no.
are hilarious. Come on, we want me right now. Michael.
You never went anything else in Archers.
Wow.
Really.
I was count.
Oh,
wasn't the
Scouts and
time team
Archers.
is
Okay,
MBL
my
and
bad. 3
Liereyy
times Archers and
observation
1 time
votes.
Scouts.
What the hell is that vote, man?
Oh man, it does look like, as everyone can see now, Hearttt and Nicov will take the most entertaining team. Nicov will take the MVP, and someone in my chat, oh, the bars are still moving. There's still a
is rigged.
chance. Someone in my chat is saying,
Yeah, this is
Your mama's rigged them.
How can you say that?
Archer player.
Nah.
MBL is calling his liver to what?
Hold on. We
Oh yeah,
no.
that's
We
completely
got a hacker.
cheating.
We got a
Well,
hacker.
MBL's viewers are always against him, so why do we even try MBL?
Yeah, I don't know. They're just
Well,
gonna,
you're
they're
voting
against
This
him.
votes for Hearttt and Nicov come from your channel, fuck's sake.
just gonna troll me now.
It's rigged. It's hacked. I don't agree with that. Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
I agree.
Someone is hacked. Someone is putting like 50, I don't know, whatever votes in. But nah, the best team was MBL Liereyy. Come on.
it's still kind of moving around. I mean, it's now 24 to 20.
Yeah, after MBL sends it in his chat, he's...
Well, how you can do the same, you know? You're also streaming.
I'm not a cheater.
Cheater? There's nothing cheater.
Dude,
Dude,
You
I
cheating game, you
I
cheating
didn't
ball.
listen. I didn't happen to vote for us. I just think
If there was a poll for favorite
yeah.
streamer, you would
Yeah.
win.
I did.
It's not
50-50.
it's not gonna be rigged at all when you send it to your chat, right?
Oh, here we go.
Let's do
Look
the
at this.
same.
Look at this. My horse is coming in.
Michael.
Oh man.
Ah, see, I love it. See, this is what it's all about.
Exactly. I totally agree.
Well,
Yeah, you would agree because you're gonna win.
Yeah, but
Look at that, man. Oh man, this
I'll
is
give
crazy.
it to Larry.
Oh, don't have to.
Hold
I
on,
won't take it.
let me log on to 56 different accounts and just like vote, you know. Oh, there we go. Look at
I
that,
remember there was
swung it.
a straw, like a poll on AFC Zone once, and I made like 10 accounts to vote.
Get a life.
MBL. So now we know if MBL is ever MVP in one of those AFC topics, we know who it is.
Well, I don't have those accounts, it was 2 years ago.
Jesus
What was
Christ.
it about MVL? Probably most ego or something.
No, actually it was
Do you know
That's probably
what?
winning
I never actually knew you had different accounts, MBL. I always thought you was AOC, MBL AOC.
Oh, well, you mean a Woobly?
I never knew you was lamed MBL, MBL lamed, AOC MBL, all those different.
What? I'm
Man.
not those.
And block.
Block.
Anyway,
Fucking
I
unblock.
think the results are in.
The results have changed a little bit, but yeah, they're still moving around. But the MBL fanboys, certainly not fangirls, but fanboys out there, have swung the vote. So I don't know. I'll let Michael be the judge about which team was the most entertaining. But Nicov still winning the MVP, absolutely hands down, in a landslide. And people in my chat are saying whoever gets the least votes for MVP should probably be benched for the next Aftermath series.
MBL is already benched.
I'll say you bench Hearttt.
Nicov's internet
Peruvian.
won't handle it anyway, so don't worry.
Yeah,
Doesn't fix it.
shots fired right there, man. Shots fired right there. Yeah, please, Strawberry.
MBL is attacking my internet so I can play. It happened on Saturday, it happened
Yeah,
this weekend.
I did those
MBL
okay.
sabotaging Nicov's internet so he can play.
I don't have to play, it's fine.
Oh,
Whoa.
he's getting sad now.
MB sad.
MVP depressed.
I just go kill myself.
NBA more.
We have really like a lot of bridges to jump from. I can do that.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm reporting this to the police. So
Do you know what? Killer B is underneath his desk right now, laughing his ass off, going, I never expected this tonight.
No, I really didn't. I was sitting at my kitchen drinking a beer, watching Hearttt
beer?
stream. Yeah. Why not? What did you
Just
picture?
chilling, huh?
Did you picture a glass of wine?
Don't
Or?
watch our stream, okay? Don't you understand how MBL?
Yeah.
And then, Michael put this all together. Big thanks to him. And I do want to say big thanks to you guys. That was a really, really fun set. And appreciate it very much. I've been watching you guys a lot. You guys are, you're one of the top teams pushing for the Battle of Africa. I wish you the best of luck on that. And I don't know. At least someone out there is cheering for you. It's the fanboy Killer B.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you don't cheer for them as much as me.
We'll see.
But I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I just mean, I'm the man.
Fair enough. You're the sponsor. I'll give you that. I want to drop a quick soundbite into the TeamSpeak. I made a little I don't know what you call it, like a soundboard where I can play little sounds. But I want you guys to have this. This is a quote from MBL that I think is really telling about him. He's a man of great character. He's just such a good guy, and I think I can drop this into TeamSpeak, can't I?
What is it?
Maybe I
Go
can.
for it. No, go for it.
Hello,
Don't
guys.
listen.
I'm not gonna
MB
listen to it because I hate listening to my own voice.
Oh no.
Morton says yes. It's okay.
I don't know how to upload to this thing though. Oh, after all that drama, I don't know if
Was
you
it
can.
when I talked about you?
This is MBL, and it's called I Prefer Kids.
Well, I prefer.
Oh,
Fucking pedo.
I knew that mustache was a freaking
Fuck.
indicator.
Fuck. You guys suck. Well,
Freaking bad mustache.
Okay,
MB is playing
let's have a
already.
look. Oh,
Play
can't hear
already.
it.
Shut up. You played 12,000 games today. You did.
Well,
the average.
already playing.
He won era puntos. I don't
Oh
blame
my god,
him.
I can say for the 10th time today.
10 times? I
Or,
haven't
or in
played.
the last 2 days.
I haven't played today. We break.
Well, I think you're going to have many voiceovers from this tonight, Killer B. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, it was a fantastic games to watch. It was very entertaining. And me and Killer B tried to do our best to bring the entertainment to the AOC community. We really hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thanks, Michael.
To,
Appreciate it.
it's not to you, it's to the viewers, man. Shut the fuck up. It's to the viewers.
No, but like I will say thanks for the tourney, you know.
I know, but you know, my arsehole was only so big, so
You're
you know.
nice.
I know. I'm always nice. You know me.
I know.
Thank you, Michael, for giving us
It
this
is.
show match, and yeah, and Killer B for casting it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the
It
entertainment.
was fun. Anytime.
It was great, guys. But listen, we got to get these guys paid out. Are the votes finally in?
The votes are in. Nicov is still by far the MVP. Hearttt has a few more votes. MBL is still riding the pine, I would say.
Yeah, so benched.
What the hell?
MBL and Liereyy did eventually overtake Hearttt and Nicov, but Michael, you're the sponsor here, so I'll let you be the judge. This thing got changed after we showed it, but you know, I don't mind. I'm just here. I don't care who you want to call the winner on that one. But yeah,
I did not influence any vote whatsoever.
Yeah, we heard that.
very good, guys. I'm gonna jump out of here, and thanks again for all the entertainment. And we will catch you. I'll catch you all soon. To Hearttt, I would say new channel is great. You're doing great, man. MBL, keep it up. I hope to see
New
more.
channel?
Yeah, I think it's new. It's newly.
I keep trying, you know. I keep trying and we don't give up.
I think it's a newer channel. I mean, of the top pros, he's the one who's just getting partnered, right? I mean, you got the 3 emotes now. So
Yep.
good luck, man.
Growing. And 2 more to come soon with MBL's freaking face on it.
Oh, well, I have your face, so.
Don't worry. Yours is more embarrassing, trust me.
Yeah.
Can we have a little word afterwards, Killer?
Yeah, of course.
You know, when all the you know,
When the dust settles.
no,